The research says something a little different, and once I found this, my perspective actually completely changed. Hey, Growth Cups family, I want to tell you something that I've been thinking about. My parents never sat me down and taught me about money. Actually, they didn't have to. I saw it. I saw my father negotiate with Sabzi Wale uncle every morning. I saw him pick up 2 packets of dal at the kirana store, check the price on both and put one back. जब मेरी नानी मुझे 100 रुपए दिया करती थी तो मुझे पता होता था कि वो 100 रुपए की कुछ वैल्यू है, उससे मैं कुछ अपने लिए खरीद सकती हूँ. Now, when I think about our child's world, my daughter watches me tap a card at a restaurant or she sees me scan a QR code at the grocery store. Today, our kids does not see a note on our wallet. And here's what I realized. The relation of money, meaning notes and coins, that you saw during your childhood, your kids are not getting to see that. But you have to be deliberate about it because the world has changed. The conversation has to change with it too. So, how do you explain money to a child for a first time? Not in a lecture, not from a textbook, but कुछ ऐसा जिससे वो actually सीखें. That's what we're going to figure out today in the next 10 minutes. And I'll give you a simple activity you can try this weekend. 10 minutes, a few coins, and 3 things from your kitchen. That's all you need. Now, most of us assume the first money conversation should be about coins or notes. How much is this worth? इससे आप क्या खरीद सकते हो? But that's actually not where it starts. The research says something a little different. And once I found this, my perspective actually completely changed. According to a study by University of Cambridge, by age 3, your child can already grasp basic money concepts like comparing, understanding that things have prices. By age 5 or 6, they start to understand exchange. You pay before you take. Once you pay, the money is gone. And by age 7, that is the part that surprised me the most. Many of their money habits are already formed. Now, before you panic, this does not mean your child's financial future is sealed by age 7. What it actually means is that the patterns, the habits of how children think about money, those start forming much earlier than most of us assume. Not the knowledge, but the habits. And here's what I find reassuring about this. If you're watching this right now, your child is 5 or 7 or 10, you're not late. You're right on time. The fact that you're even thinking about this puts your child ahead of most. But here's the real question. If the first money conversation isn't about coins or amounts, then what is it actually about? It's about one idea. And once your child gets it, everything else about money becomes easier to teach. Money is not a thing you use to buy things. Money is what someone got because they worked. Money is stored effort. That is the whole concept. And once the child really gets this, once they see money as effort, not just a thing, everything else you teach them about saving, spending, earning, giving, gifting, it all has a foundation. Let me show you what I mean, and I'm going to use something your child has already seen. Next time you're at a sabzi mandi or even just standing in your kitchen, pick up a tomato. That tomato has a story. Someone grew it. A farmer woke up before sunrise, watered the plants, waited weeks, and picked up when it was ready. That's some work. Then somebody brought it to the market, a transporter loaded it onto a truck, drove it across the city, unloaded it in the heat. That's more work. Then the vendor at the mandi sat all morning, arranged the tomatoes on the cart and sold it to you. That's even more work. Now when you hand over 10 rupees for the tomato, that's money carrying all of that work inside it. The growing, the transporting, the selling. That 10 rupees is a little thank you to every person who did something useful to get that tomato to your kitchen. That's what money is, stored effort, moving between people. And this idea works everywhere. Once you see it, you know it. You know it has always been around us in everything we consume. Your child eats a biscuit, someone mixed the dough, ran the factory, packed the box, drove the truck, stacked the shelf. You take an auto to school, the driver filled petrol, maintained the vehicle, woke up before dawn, sat in traffic. In the school your child goes to, teachers prepared lessons, staff cleaned the room, someone built the building itself. Every single time money moves from one person to another, it's because somebody did something useful. That's money. So here's the shift. Instead of teaching your child money by things, which is the most of us do by default, which isn't wrong, but it's just incomplete. Try this instead. Somebody worked to make this, and somebody worked to earn the money to pay for it. That's one shift from money as a thing to money as effort is the foundation of every financial lesson that comes after. Saving makes sense when you know someone worked for that money. Spending wisely makes sense when you know that money carries something inside it. So, how do you actually do this with your child? Not as a lecture, because nobody wants that. Something fun, something you do it together. That's what it's going to do right now. I call this activity the money trail. You just need 10 minutes, 3 or 4 things from your kitchen, and a few coins or small notes. That's it, no worksheet, no prep. Imagine your child picking up a tomato and saying, "Someone grew this." That's not just cute, that's the beginning of real financial understanding, and it can start today. Step 1, go to your kitchen, pick 3 or 4 everyday items and put them on the table. A tomato, a pack of biscuit, a pencil, anything. Now pick up one and let's say the tomato. Ask your child one question. How did this get here? That's it. That's where we start. You don't have to explain anything. Just simple nudge for them to answer. Let your child guess. Let them get it wrong. That's completely fine. The guessing is the learning. Your child will probably say something like the shop or the fridge. That's perfect. Just keep asking. उससे पहले, फिर पहले क्या हुआ था? You're building the chain together, and with this every link, the concept gets stronger. Step 3, hand your child a few coins, real coins, the physical kind, and say this. This money carries everyone's work inside it. When we paid for this tomato, we were saying thank you to every person who worked to bring it here. Then, and this is where it gets fun, let your child pick another item from the table, trace the chain themselves. The biscuit, the pencil, whatever they pick, watch them work through it. And you'll be surprised by what they come with. Once your child has traced 2 or 3 chains, ask them this one question. Which person in the chain do you think worked the hardest? There's no right answer, but the conversation that follows, that's where the real understanding happens. Because your child is now thinking about effort, about fairness, about what work means, and they don't even know they're learning about money. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I didn't grow up with someone explaining money to me this way. Nobody ever said money is stored effort. I learned this when I started earning and had to run household myself. But I want it to be different for my kids. This activity, the money trail, it's my way of making visible what has become invisible. And honestly, every time I do it, I end up learning something myself too. Because my child sees connections I've stopped noticing and they bring fresh perspectives. Now, it took me a long time to understand that you don't need to be a financial expert to teach your child about money. You don't need a special curriculum or a fancy app. You need a tomato, a few coins, and 10 minutes this weekend. You are already more prepared than you think, and your child is luckier than you realize because they have someone who cares to think about this. I've made something to help you take this further. It's called the First Money Talk Guide. It's a free printable that walks you through your first money conversation with your child, no matter their age, whether they're 5 or 10. It gives you the words, the prompts, and the structure to make that first conversation happen. Link is in the description. Try the money trail this weekend and use the guide to keep the conversation going. If this helped, please subscribe for more such conversations, and I would love to hear from you on how your conversation went with your kid or what should I talk next. So share those in your comments. See you, senior cubs.